HT Sports on Adelphia presents high school Class B championship lacrosse action here in Amherst, New York. It's the Grand Island Vikings taking on the Williamsville East Flames. Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin Sylvester, pinch hitting for Chris Brown, here with Mark Collins. And Mark, these two teams have been on a collision course all season long.
They really have, Kevin. These two, they're here today in the finals. They're going to go head on. It's going to be a great battle. And when the dust clears, one will be the Class B champs, and the other one will go home for the season. And it's going to be a very interesting matchup, though.
Yeah, you got some talented players against some talented athletes.
Yeah, no question about it. From the announcing perspective, it's kind of funny. You look at this team, Williamsville East, very traditional lacrosse team. They got 5, 6, 7 good players, a good nucleus. We talk about the Fab Five from Michigan. You remember those days? Well, they have a Fab Five with Ryan Bodkin, the Neward brothers. Prague is one of them, and they also have the Duggan brothers. So their Fab Five really make up a nucleus. And like I said, a lot of good skills as far as fundamentals, good stick work. And the one thing they're extremely good at is the transition game. And that is really going to be one of their big keys today, Kevin, is if they get into the transition game early, they can score a lot of goals on you from that point. And then the second key we're going to look at, like I said, transition is the number one key. But when we look at the second one, they have to be themselves. They played in the summer leagues together. They play all winter together. Just be themselves. Be like they're playing in the summer league. And then the third one is obviously communication. This is a big key for them. The games that they haven't played well this year, they haven't communicated. So that's going to be a big key for them today is the communication.
Well, if the Flames are the exceptional players, I'm willing to bet the Grand Island Vikings are the exceptional athletes.
Well, there's no question about it. Grand Island has the best athletic team I've seen all year long, and especially at the midfield position. They're extremely talented at midfield, and athletically, they just have flat-out wheels, and they're led by Tony Daddiaco. This kid can just flat-out fly. He can take you one-on-one. He is so tough to stay in. There's a look at him right there. He's a senior. He's a midi. He's a leader, 5'10", 170. He's extremely fast, beats you one-on-one, and he also gets a lot of help from Brad Greenfield, who can fly. And then he also has Bo Braley, who is a great face-off man, and he'll score right off the face-off. So the strength, especially on the turf today, has to go to the speed with their midfield.
Well, what about the keys for the Vikings?
That is their big key, Kevin. And we like to talk about it as the midi mania. And like I said, if they turn this one into a track meet today on the turf, it's going to be trouble for Williamsville East because I don't think they're going to be able to stay with them. The second key, as we look at it right there, defense. They have to be solid on defense. We're talking about Williamsville East team that can really score, very potent on offense, so they have to get a good defensive effort. And then the third key is really goaltending. Plotz is probably going to get the start today. He's been inconsistent all year long. He's going to have to be big in the nets.
Well, Mark, I obviously like the matchup, and it appears to be a good one. What are today's telling tales?
Well, when we look at the telling tales, Grand Island, I think the telling tale for them is going to have to be really face-offs. And like I said, Bo Braley against Amherst did a nice job, scored 3 or 4 goals right off the face-off. So that's going to be key for them. He's very good on the face-offs. And then Williamsville East, their philosophy is ground balls. Anytime, their magic number is 50 ground balls, and they get the W. So that's a big key for them today.
Well, Mark, got to put you on the spot. Time for your prediction.
I hate to predict, because I follow both the teams. I like them both. Williamsville East, very potent on offense. They have to control the tempo, though. If it gets into the running match, it's going to be in favor of Grand Island because, we mentioned athletes and lacrosse players, and, I don't want to forget Jim Wagner from Grand Island. This kid led Western New York in scoring, and I think he can be the factor that Grand Island really needs today. There's a look at him right there. This kid has the most powerful shot I've seen all year at 5'9", 165 pounds, and he is a true lacrosse player. He has a great stick, and one-on-one, you cannot stop him. I think he's going to be the difference for Grand Island today, Kevin.
Well, as we said, we expect this matchup all season long. Stick around is coming up, along with the starting goaltenders, after this on Adelphia's HT Sports.
First annual Fast Break Lacrosse Camp, August 8th to the 12th for boys ages 8 to 18 at Amherst High School. We have the top lacrosse players such as Mark Million of the 1998 All-World Team, Casey Powell, a Team USA member, Reggie Thorpe, captain of the 1993 National Championship Syracuse University, and Guy Van Arsdale, head coach of RIT. Call today for your chance to play like the pros. Space is limited. Call today, 636-3010.
The Need 53 Dave, Tom Stahl, God's Children, The Brother Project, Blind Ambition, Mudtown Rudy, Allison Pipitone, Greg Kleiman, Mersey, Puddle Jumpers, Only Human, Pollyanna, We 73, Skunk, Fits You, Doom Buggy, Annabis Spear, Plastic Nebraska, Kinsman Cage, Indie Music, Independent, On Sale, On the Net, Online Express, Music.com.
High school lacrosse on Adelphia HTTV is brought to you by the Sports Exchange, your lacrosse superstore, located at 2321 Millersport Highway in the Gettsville Plaza, and by Score Specialty Sports. Shop where the pros shop.
Action here in the Class A Championship. The Grand Island Vikings with the ball. Their possession, they are wearing the white jerseys with the blue pants. Williamsville East in the TV-friendly yellow jerseys. Right now, Grand Island is trying to set up their offense. Of course, we talked about some of their key players. Bo Braley with it right now, looking to go inside the box. Now carrying it in is number 15, Jim Wagner, another key player for the Vikings. And they work it behind the net to the X position. Trying to make his move in is number 22. That's Joe Edwards. Joe back out to Bo Braley, who drops it there, scoops it back up on the attack, gets it knocked away by the defenseman of Williamsville East. And a scramble for it, shot there. Nice save by Odachowski, the goaltender for the Flames. But Grand Island still has possession. There's a shot, another save by Odachowski, and they'll look to clear. To our starting goaltenders in 1 second, but Grand Island able to keep it on their offensive side of the field. That's number 24, Jeff Lorenz. But he lost control of it, taken away by the Flames, and they'll send it across midfield. Scooped up by the defender for Grand Island, but knocked away by the attack. And sent down the field right there, the defense for the Flames. Right now, each team trying to feel each other out.
Yeah, but right off the bat, though, Kevin, you see Grand Island very athletic. They've got a lot of the ground balls. They're winning that battle, and that's going to be a key battle right there, ground balls.
Grand Island trying to get their offense set, and being double-teamed over there is Jesse Martin, who's knocked down by two defenders for the Flames. And a ground ball. Many ground balls already here in this first quarter of action. No scores. We just turned away. Bo Braley shoots in. Shot save made there by Odachowski, who gets it back from his defenseman. Now up to the midi and can't handle the pass. Gets through the two defensemen for Grand Island, picked up there by John Stickle.
Stickle, excellent defenseman, Kevin. Great stick work. And right now, like I said, the Grand Island really, this is the kind of, this is the moment, the tone that they want to set. There's a lot of up and down the field, and I'll tell you, Williamsville East does not want to get in a running game with Grand Island.
And the Vikings on the defense now, on the attack. Williamsville East, that shot, nice save made there by Platts, the goaltender for the Vikings. The man taking the shot, big midi with a defensive stick. That was number 27. Number 28, Jonathan Duggan. Again, Williamsville East, that shot and score there for the Flames. And they are on the board first. Number 40, Ryan Botkin, gets the goal for the 1-0 lead here with 7:03 to play in the first quarter.
And we talked about Botkin in the open. He's one of the Fab Five. He knows where the net's at, and he shows it right there. This is a nice play right here. Just an individual effort. That's a nice low shot. And I'll tell you, on the turf, it's going to be a little difficult, Kevin. These guys are not used to the turf. The ball just bounces straight up off the turf. It's not like when you're playing on a grass field. So the goalies are going to have to adjust to that this afternoon.
Ryan Botkin starts things off for the Flames to the early lead. Off the face-off. That's the Adikio. Making it for Grand Island. Back now to John Stickle. Stickle sends it across field. Nice check there by the Flames defense. They're trying to pick it up and knocked out of bounds with the ball. Was number 33 for the Flames.
It looked like Daddy Ako gives him a nice little shove with the offhand, and he doesn't get a call on it. But again, we can see right off the bat here too, Kevin, Williamsville East, they're the team that's, with the more experience, more seasoned players. You can see the pass and the catch. They execute that a lot better than Grand Island, as you can see right here.
Grand Island has that mucking style, if you will. Pluggers out there will play more physical game, as you mentioned. Trying to get control of the ball right now, and it's out of play off of Grand Island, so Williamsville East get a chance to go on the attack with a 1-0 lead. Our goaltenders today are Jason Platts for Grand Island. We'll get a chance to look at them momentarily, coming up in a moment or two. And Matt Odachowski for the Williamsville East Flames. Bill Riffle, the head coach of the Grand Island Vikings. Ed Greenway, the coach for the Williamsville East Flames. Grand Island able to keep it on their offensive side of the field, but again lose it out of bounds. That's Brad Greenfield, who couldn't control it on the far side.
We talked about Greenfield. He's the free safety on the football team. Great athlete. This is only his first year actually playing lacrosse. And talking to Coach Riffle.
Let's look at our goaltenders for today's matchup. And in goal, there, Jason Platts, the 6-foot senior, 180 pounds for the Grand Island Vikings, and Matt Odachowski for the Williamsville East Flames. Matt is a junior, 5'8", 135 pounds. Right now on the attack is Grand Island, trying to even this thing up. Odachowski is going to leave his crease and scoop it up. A little dangerous back there. Takes a check, and there'll be a penalty coming up on Grand Island. It'll be Williamsville East ball.
Odachowski so far in the nets has been pretty solid. They've had a couple opportunities from close range, and he's come up with the big saves. Here's a look at him out of the net right here. That's just a push from behind with the possession, so the ball goes to Williamsville East.
Odachowski with a pass up to number 28, Jonathan Dugan. Now coming down the left wing. Nice play by the Grand Island defenseman. Pitching it down back in the other corner. Number 22, Jeff Reinhardt. Now at the X position is Boydkin, the goal scorer. Ryan Bodkin gave him a 1-0 lead, where it stands right now with 5:17 to play. Williamsville East look to hang possession here if they can keep it.
And there you see the skills of, I believe that's Daddy Aiko on defense, or Greenfield actually on defense.
Well, that'll be a penalty coming up on Grand Island. The 2-point takedown by number 2, Tony Diadicchio. Daddy Aiko will be called for the penalty. So it'll be a man advantage here for Williamsville East.
There's a look at the penalty right here. He just gets him with his stick, and actually it's a hold or a trip. I don't know what they called on it, but it's going to hurt him because this is where Williamsville East is at their best, Kevin. Like you said, these 4 or 5 guys that play on the man up, they play all summer, all winter long. They got nice chemistry, and they'll get themselves a nice opportunity at a shot here on goal, and they usually will score on their man up.
Williamsville East with the man advantage right now.
You see how they keep the ball hot there. They move it real well. You can tell they play together a long time.
Bodkin's pass, Duggan couldn't handle it and unable to save it inbounds, so it'll be Grand Island possession as they'll try to clear it.
And fortunate for Grand Island right there because Duggan was coming around the net and there was no one on the slide, and he would have had a one-on-one with the goalie, and it would have been 2-0.
Well, to handle it for Grand Island will be Brad Greenfield to inbound the ball.
And this is where they use their athletic ability. They just run by defenders.
Well, speed does kill in most any sport. And look at Greenfield just carry it across midfield. Now dump it off, but right back to the Williamsville East Flames. Penalty has expired on Daddy Aiko. So both teams full strength. Flames still with possession. It's 1-0 in favor of the Flames with 4:12 to play here in the first quarter. Coming in with a shot on net. Save made there by Platts. Didn't quite know it as he knocked it to the side. He's looking for it in front of him. Now cleared out to Greenfield. Greenfield showing he's got some wheels.
He's got to be tired. He just ran the 50 yards on the last one. But there again, that's his athletic ability. He just keeps going.
Trying to take it coast to coast. Now he'll finally pass it off and whistle on the play. And offside to be on Grand Island. Greenfield carried in when he wasn't supposed to.
But as we said, here's a good look at Greenfield. I mean, he just took it the last play and almost went coast to coast, Kevin. Here he is again. It just shows that, this kid's in great shape and he's got nice legs. Look at that nice stride. He'll outrun him, but you can see that he's just he's not polished yet with the stick. And when he gets in some traffic, he's not capable to keep the ball in his net.
That reminds me of myself running like a gazelle.
When you're late for the broadcast.
That never happens. Grand Island with possession right now. That pass errant, Daddy Aiko, and pass couldn't be handled by Jesse Martin, so Williamsville East will take over.
And boy, those little mistakes right there will really cost you. They had the man up for the 30 seconds, and they throw it was a decent pass. They just didn't look it into his net, and it cost him because the possession turns over. And like I said, Williamsville East, you can't give them too many opportunities. They are very decent once they get the ball.
Well, both the Neward brothers for East check back in, Rick and Ryan in the midfield positions. And this is Rick with it. Rick coming down the right wing. Rick, here's Wayne in center, takes a shot, saved there by Platts. Couldn't control it, but now he comes away with it. Out to Martin. Martin bringing up center field, and he trips actually on the turf. Not the greatest of turfs here at UB. It's an older turf. Pass in front, nice play there. Duggan with the goal for the Flames. That'll make it 2-0 Williamsville East.
And you're right, that's a really heads up play. It was a nice pass. Like I said, these guys, that's where the chemistry comes in, Kevin. This one playing together. Look at this pass right here. He puts it right on the stick. That's a quick stick, and that's the way you got to do it. The goalie has no chance when you quick stick it right there. Here's the feed coming from the other side. He just, before the goalie even adjusts, there's a nice quick stick. That's why in that play, when you catch that one, you don't want to cradle it. It gives that goalie time to come across the crease. He doesn't cradle. He just uses a little quick stick with his wrist and just zips it into the net. Real nice goal by Jonathan Duggan.
Well, Patrick Duggan with the assist on the play. Duggan to make it 2-0. And under 3 minutes to play now in the first quarter. Grand Island looking to get a clear shot on net. They haven't had one through this first quarter. Williamsville East will go on the attack again. Duggan couldn't quite handle that pass. Now keeping it in bound. And a timeout taken by Williamsville East with 2.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. They're looking to build on their 2-0 lead here at UB's Turf Stadium in Amherst, New York. And right now, Mark, the Grand Island Vikings have to be talking about how they can clear it out of their end and keep it out of there and get some shots on net.
Yeah, they're getting up to about the 40-yard line on their clears, but they're trying to do it individually, Kevin, and they have a few athletes that can do that. But when they're not in there, they're good athletes. They got to pass the ball. They just can't run it out.
Well, let's check our coach's file for Ed Greenway, the head coach of the Williamsville East Flames. Went to West Genesee. That is a lacrosse mecca in Syracuse area. Football, baseball, basketball, and lacrosse. Went to Fredonia State, excellent institution there. Fellow alumnus, honors all on Doggett County baseball. Got to throw in the plugs anytime I can, Mark.
That's right.
Moving on to his career, 87 to the present, modified football and varsity lacrosse, 86 to the present. 13 years in coaching and all, and philosophy to work hard, be enthusiastic, have fun, and become the best possible lacrosse player. And I'm sure that's the goal of every player out there, to be the best they can and have fun. Look at the coaching file for Bill Riffle, the head coach of the Grand Island Vikings. High school was Amherst. Football and wrestling, went to Canisius College. Played football there, and wrestling and football captain are some of his honors from his high school days.
Hey, Kevin, I'll tell you, both these coaches really want a victory right here. I mean, Bill Riffle, they were in it last year in the finals against Gowanda, and they came up on the short end of the stick. And actually, Williamsville East, I thought, was the best team in Class B last year. They didn't make it. They got beat in the semifinals. So this is a big game, I think, for both the coaches.
Well, off the timeout, Williamsville East will have it in the far right corner. It's Duggan. Goal scorer, Jonathan Duggan, scored the second goal for the Flames and is 2-0. Probably something that Ed Greenway wanted to clear up with that timeout early here in the first half of the game.
Yeah, it looks like he's running a little bit of a set play here.
Well, doesn't work when you lose the ball. Grand Island to make the clear. And they're having problems handling it. Martin couldn't quite handle it, and the Flames will maintain possession. 45 lost it for the Flames. That was Ryan Neward.
I'll tell you one thing, okay, Williamsville East, the middies and their attackmen are doing a real nice job on the rides. They have been riding real hard on the rides, and they've been getting some nice turnovers.
Bodkin making his move in. He got knocked down on the shot, and the yellow stuff flies on the carpet. That'll be a penalty on Grand Island. Pushing penalty on Grand Island.
And here we look at Bodkin, just drives hard to the cage and takes a couple hits there, and it looks like he gets a trip after he lets go of the shot. Comes out of his net, he gets tripped afterwards. They're going to get him on a...
Well, Jesse Martin will be the man serving the penalty. It's another man advantage here for the Flames. Their second here in the first quarter. First one unsuccessful. A rarity for them. Working their perimeter. Now inside. Shot. That hit the crossbar. Platt's able to control it off the crossbar.
Well, that's part of the equipment, and that was Ian Prague with he was set up nice in front. That's why that was a nice play by the Williamsville East. They got a great opportunity and just hit the crossbar, like you said, and didn't put it in the net.
Well, look at Greenfield handle it, and the pass up. Not quite handled there by Jim Wagner, but again, great clear by Brad Greenfield.
He's been doing it all on his own. This kid right here, they're going to get a flag right here. It looks like they're going to get a flag from way back at midfield.
Offside is going to be the call.
Yeah, and that's on Stickle. I can't imagine why Stickle, he just walked across the midfield stripe there, and he's their best defenseman, and you can see all you got to do is count the players on one side of the stripe. And
you know those defensive guys, they always want to be on the offensive side. They know the accolades on offense.
Yeah, but on that one, that wasn't in transition or anything. That's usually when you see the offsides.
Well, Williamsville East off the turnover and about to give it right back, and it goes out of bounds and remain Flames possession with 44 seconds here in the first quarter. 2-0 lead, Williamsville East.
And I'll tell you right now, Grand Island, Kevin, they are totally out of sync because I've seen them play a couple times this year, and they are a better lacrosse team than they're playing right now, especially with Jim Wagner on the team. I tell you, he has been quiet. They haven't even got him the ball, but he is a big-time goal scorer.
They had the ball the last time down, but they got called for the offside. This is Duggan, Patrick Duggan. With the ball now, gives it up to Ian Parag. As the Flames trying to get something to Greenfield on the defense. Nice job defensively by Brad Greenfield, and it looked to clear. And problems on that far sideline. A couple of Flames run to each other. And it'll be Grand Island ball on the slash.
And you see quite a few of the players having trouble picking the ball up, Kevin. It's definitely a lot different on turf when you're picking up ground balls. It's not like on the grass where you can get your stick when you scoop, you can get underneath the ball. On the turf, it's just that hard surface. You can't get underneath it. You got to be real careful when you're picking it up and make sure that you do pick it up.
9 seconds remaining in the quarter and counting. You see the score. Greenfield again on the clear up to Martin. Martin couldn't handle the pass, and that does it for the first quarter of action. The Williamsville East Flames with 2 markers. They lead 2-0 after 1 quarter of play here in Adelphia's HTTV Sports.
The Sports Exchange is your lacrosse superstore. Choose from hundreds of items, new and pre-owned. No one carries a better selection or offers better prices than the Sports Exchange. Here's a Warrior Revolution head, new for only $55.99. Need gloves? Here's STX Catalyst for $74.99. New Cascade helmets, only $98. Bring us your old equipment to sell or trade, and we'll help you upgrade on the spot. Come in today and mention this TV ad for your free gift.
Well, Kevin Sylvester, Mark Collins back with you here in the Class B championship game. The Flames, as you see there, they lead 2-0 after 1 quarter of play. And I don't want to say they really dominated that quarter, Mark.
No.
The Flames, of course, got 2 goals. But Grand Island, if they could get set up for a shot, they'd be in this game with a couple markers themselves.
Yeah, that was a pretty sloppy quarter by both teams. I mean, Williamsville East, they had 2 nice opportunities, 2 possessions where they did work the ball around well, and they got some goals. One hit the crossbar. But Grand Island, that's not the Grand Island team that I've seen play, Kevin. I'll tell him the coach can't be happy, especially when you got a guy that's he's leading scorer in Western New York on your offensive end. You got to get the ball on his stick.
Well, face it off, they'll switch ends here for the second quarter. It'll be Won't You Come Home, Bo Braley. I said that last year too in the championship. Old jokes die hard. Face off won by Bodkin and the Flames, and now they'll go on the attack. This is Bodkin. He's scored the first goal of this contest. He checked by Stickle.
And Stickle, he has nice technique. You see that nice poke check with his long stick, and Bodkin's a tough guy to go one-on-one with, but he handles him well.
Remember, Stickle had a strong championship game last year, coming in on for the shot, and that's an easy one there. Appears to be Duggan again with a goal. Is that Duggan's second?
I believe so. Like you said, they're hard to read from up here, but that is number 28 for his second goal, and he just goes one-on-one. That's Jonathan Duggan. He gets number 2 for today. He goes one-on-one and just beats the defenseman, and he beats him bad on this one. I mean, look, he just takes his defenseman and just runs right by him, and then just switches the stick into his other hand and goes low. The goalie came out to cut off the angle, but you know, that's a tough shot to stop right there. Duggan's smart enough to change the stick and get a good angle on the net and puts it in the goal.
Well, Jonathan Duggan makes it 3-0. You know, we ask if it's Duggan from our location with yellow jerseys with white numbers on the back and the sun reflection. It is awful tough to make these guys out today. Braley holds off a couple rides. Flag coming in late now. Oh, nice pass to the center there.
That was Wagner.
Yeah, he had an excellent pass inside to number 24, Jeff Lorenz, who couldn't quite handle it.
And you're exactly right, Kevin. Now that pass by Wagner, a little bit of frustration, I think, from Wagner right there because he hasn't gotten the ball. He knows he can score on this team if he can get the ball on his stick. And right there, a little frustration because he fires that pass. That's a Division I pass right there. That's the way they like you to throw it up into Division I. But down here in high school, I mean, you know, like I said, there are a lot of athletes on their team, but not a lot of true lacrosse players as far as their stick work. And he's got to take a little pepper off that on his.
Well, here comes Bo Braley. Now Grand Island with a man advantage on the penalty. And look to get themselves on the scoreboard. They trail 3-0. Wagner can't handle that pass, and the turnover there on possession.
And you can see Wagner, he was already winding up on that, Kevin. He was going to shoot that when he caught it, and he was way out. He's way out on the wing, but like I said, he just wants to get a couple shots on net and just get in the groove a little bit.
Out to midfield come the Flames. It's to Neward. Neward pass inside. I believe that's Duggan again for his third. He may have the hat trick already.
And that's the Fab Five. Like I said, Kev, there's only 5 guys you really got to know on this team because they really, and that's what we talk about, you know, the pure lacrosse player. Neward, you see that catch when he was coming up the field. We can look at that. He catches that with one-handed over his head. Well, he makes the pass right there. But before that, the pass to Neward, he had to make a catch above his head with one hand, and he was able to do that. And that's where you see, you know, a guy that's been playing since, you know, 5th, 6th grade. They know the sticks, they pretty much, it's like part of their arm, and that was just a nice play to catch it, and then he makes a nice feed, and I'll tell you, Duggan's tearing it up. That's a hat trick already.
They got their own law firm, Duggan, Neward, and Bodkin. Well, off the draw, we have an offsides on, I think they call it on Williamsville, so Bo Braley will be able to start
this
the attack.
This is a very critical time in the game right now for Grand Island. They have to get on the board here, 4-0. Any more goals by Williamsville East, and they could rout him here.
Well, Braley carried in here. A couple of rides there, up to step out of the box. Now back inside to Jesse Martin. And they have 10 seconds to get in the box. They come out 10 seconds, get it back in.
I am really surprised that they haven't gotten the ball to Wagner and let him go one-on-one. It's his favorite play. He goes one-on-one, but they're not electing to go to him.
Braley looking to make a move.
That's when you got to get rid of it.
Martin, yeah, he drew the other defender over. Now a cross pass. There's a shot. That was wide of the net to the right. It's not the defenseman.
That's one thing that Grand Island's not doing, Kevin. I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure on him. I mean, Williamsville East has been very aggressive, but when you got 2 or 3 guys coming, you're supposed to have a lot of communication out there. When you tell them, you tell your player that they're coming on defense, and that's when you got to get rid of that ball. That's why you got to keep the ball moving. And especially when they get a double team, that means someone's open.
Under 8 minutes to play in the first half, it's 4-0 Williamsville East, and Grand Island trying to change that. Wagner gets taken down on his attack. And they're going to say he was pushed down, so it'll be maintain Grand Island possession. Trailing by 4.
Here we get look. That looked like he actually got tripped on that one. They don't get the call, but they're going to get the retain possession.
Well, new player in for Grand Island is Joe Edwards with it now. Carrying over to the far side. Back up top now to Tony Dadieko. Tony on the right side to Derek Gates. Skates behind the net to Martin. He couldn't control it. The goaltender comes out, Odachowski, and he'll send the clearing pass out towards midfield. And Flames off and running with it. And look out, that's Duggan. He's got a hat trick already, but picked up by John Stickle. Stickle up to Greenfield, and he kicks it out of bounds. It'll be East ball right at midfield.
But there again, Kevin, it's just pass and catch. It's, it sounds simple, but if you execute it well, you always, you're going to keep possession of the ball and you're going to get down the offensive end. There's a look at Greenfield. Like I said, only his first year, though, and the coach told me, Riffle said, if I had him for 3 years, he'd be on a Division I scholarship because this kid is a great athlete. There you get a look, 16 goals, 25 assists, 41 points, not bad for your first season.
And he runs like a gazelle out there. Here come the Flames, centering pass. That shot goes wide to the right, and that'll be off one of the Grand Island defenders. Remain East possession.
In Williamsville East, they're just planting someone right on the crease there, and they're electing to go one-on-one, and they have been successful beating the man one-on-one, and then when they slide, they look to the crease.
Oh, nice move there. I believe that was number 15, Patrick Duggan, with a goal. And then he joins Jonathan Duggan in the scoring department. It's 5-0 Flames.
And again, I was just talking about it, Kevin. They're electing to go one-on-one because they feel that they do have the better sticks. There's no question about it. And here's just nice stick work. It goes right by the defensive man. It really protects the ball well and gets himself a close shot in real close and goes right down. Looks like it goes through the goalie's legs and into the net. I said 5-0. This is very critical time right now for Grand Island.
Well, Bo Braley wins the draw. And it gets knocked away and right to the goaltender, Odachowski, who sends a long clearing pass out, and handling that, Ken O'Neill. And he gets knocked away. Skipped across midfield. Wagner couldn't get the scoop. That'll be a hit from behind there. Looks like it'll be on Greenfield or Wagner. Penalty on the Vikings.
They get a penalty on the push, but I'll tell you one thing, looking at Grand Island, they just cannot pick the ball up off the turf. They're having all kinds of trouble, especially Wagner, who's a great lacrosse player. He's having difficulty picking up off the turf, and I think it's really causing a lot of problems that they haven't played on turf.
Well, Grand Island takes a much-needed timeout as they trail 5-0 here in the second quarter with 6:19 to play. As we look at Ed Greenway, the head coach of the Flames, has to feel relatively comfortable. 5-0. You see him wetting some rags there, Mark. It's they're on a turf which attracts more heat, and we're just getting to a warm spell here in western New York, about 75 degrees today.
Yeah, and this is one game where you do an awful lot of running on the lacrosse field, and like I said, that turf gets hot, and he doesn't want anyone getting any heat exhaustion, so he's getting the wet towels and patting them down.
Well, we did the same for our warm-ups today. We ran around the field to see exactly what it was like today. Worked up a solid sweat for championships.
Well, I'll tell you right now, six minutes left in this quarter, Kevin. I mean, Coach Riffle is going to have to light some fire under his players. I'll tell you, it reminds me of the game when we did Williamsville North and Williamsville East at Greenway. At Greenway, his team was playing similar to what Grand Island's playing.
Put the ball down there, move the ball. If you don't have the ball, you're moving without it. Play the game. Gentlemen, we gotta have passion right now. Obviously, some people do, and others don't. And you win with passion. Let's start showing it. Come on, come on.
Well, that was Ed Greenway, the coach of the Flames. They're up 5-0, but he's fired up.
Yeah, that's what Grand Island has to do, Kevin. There's no doubt. There's another goal right there. They're in big trouble.
Well, off the timeout, Flames come out with a goal. Ryan Neward, I believe, scored that one. He'll be his first marker of the game, make it 6-0 with 6:06 to play, and Jason Platts is certainly having his problems in net.
Yeah, and it's not all his fault, I'll tell you. The defensive team has not been giving him a lot of help, and I remember talking to Coach Riffle, and he said that's one of the weak spots is that defense, and they are really exploiting it on the offensive end for Williamsville East. But again, Kevin, we talked about looking at that little speech from Ed Greenway when he were playing Williamsville North, get his team fired up. I mean, Grand Island they don't have any emotion. They're playing so flat.
Well, they're battling for the possession off the There's a draw at midfield, and East looking to make the clear. job by the defenseman there, and trip up losing his feet was Kevin Roner, and now a little battle for it there at the 40-yard line. Here's that Williamsville East will get the possession.
They get 5 seconds to pick it up here.
And Ryan Neward does so. On with his brother Rick. In and out of the offensive box. Now to the left wing position. It's Patrick Duggan there. Now back up top as they work the perimeter and work the offense. Now they're having some fun out there, up 6-0 with approaching 5 minutes to play here in the first half. The Flames looking for that perfect shot right now, and Grand Island reluctant to attack defensively here. Shaking the defender, and big hit there by the defenseman for Grand Island, and the goaltender, Platts, a little too far, all the way across midfield for the clear, and Grand Island with their best opportunity right now. Shot, nice save there by Rachowski. That by far was the best chance, and the goaltender had to create it.
Well, that's a nice job. Like you said, they've got 6 goals, and a lot of them been one-on-one with the goalie, so he decides to, I said they're playing without an emotion, Kevin, and that right there, that might be the spark that they need. The goalie comes all the way down with that was a nice pass he had there, too, and just look at it there. That's a nice shot, nice low shot, great save. There might have been one more pass he could have made. There's look the goalie right there. That was a nice hustle play. Like I said, they need something to get some life into their team.
We'll have another timeout with 4:35. Taking on the play as both teams will talk it over. Again, 6-0, 4:35 to play here in the first half of action. Looking at some of the Vikings right now, trying to figure out a way to get on the scoreboard. And
when you think about it, they got the best scorer in Western New York and Wagner, and in their semifinals, Lorenz had 4 goals and Bo Braley had 4 goals and assists. So they can score some goals. They beat Gowanda 22-7 in the semifinals. So they know how to put it in the net, but they just, I think one of the big problems has been they haven't been able to pick up the ground balls because of the turf. I mean, like I said, it doesn't, when it rolls on the turf. It doesn't bounce like on grass, because when you're going to pick up a ground ball on grass, it's easy. You just stay low and it pretty much hops right into your stick. Not on the turf. You got to really, you got to really concentrate when you get down there and pick up the ball.
We can also slide the stick better on grass too, as there's not as friction as there is on turf.
And they're having all kinds of problems.
Well, trying to right the ship here are the Vikings. Jesse Martin looking to set the attack. Inside, Wagner shoots and scores, and off the timeout. And hey, you said it, maybe the goaltender Platts is clear and pass, fired up the Vikings, and they get their first score of the game.
And I'll tell you,
Wagner.
This kid right here, you don't have to fire this kid up, because he comes out to play every game, and right there, he just gave you a little taste of what he's got for a shot, Kevin. He picks that up, he just curls. Watch this nice little feed. They set it for him. He's just sitting down there. He's got his man on his back. He gets the feed. Nice feed right on the stick. Nice little curl move right here. And boy, he fires that ball right down in between the legs. Not a chance at that goalie making that save. I'll tell you, this kid, 6'1" right now, he's capable of scoring a lot of goals in a hurry.
Now here come the Flames once again. There's a big shot there, and Platts unable to make the save. That was Bodkin again, I believe.
Yeah, tit for tat right there. I'll tell you, Bodkin can fire it, and he shows right there that Wagner's not the only guy with a big gun out here. He comes right down, and again, Kevin, though, there's no defense, on this shot right here. He comes right in uncontested and just gets a chance to wind up, get his body behind it, and just fires it at Platts and goes up to the upper left-hand corner. And that's a tough save for a goalie. It's called the offside.
Bodkin's second in the game. It's 7-1 now with 4:11 to play in the first half, and Williamsville East just came out and said, okay, we can answer that, no problem. Jonathan Duggan loses control. So go back in the defensive side to gain possession. Now it goes all the way back to the goaltender, Odachowski. And East will look to go on the attack once again. And try to set their offense. A couple changes made for the Flames.
You'll probably see a few more changes today because, as he said, it's very hot down there, and Usually they only run 1 or 2 midfields, but today there's probably going to be a couple subs playing just to keep some fresh legs out there.
Well, this is Patrick Duggan with it. Let's move inside. A nice play there by Jesse Martin. And Grand Island trying to gain possession of it. Bo Braley trying to mix it up in there. And picked up by, big hit there by Jesse Martin. Now picked up by the Flames as they finally get the ground ball. Going to set the offense. This is Paul Shin with it. Now Shin gives way to Duggan. And he loses control of it. Picked up by Weir, Matt Weir. He loses control of it. Now John Stickle, the best defenseman for the Viking, clears it up for Jim Wagner. Wagner lost control of it, and that'll be out of bounds on Grand Island. East possession. 2:28 to play here in the first half. And the Flames on top 7-1, and they make a couple of changes. The Newards get on the field along with Ian Prague to the midfield position. And they got their first unit in there on the attack and midfield for the Flames. Now back to the goaltender. Looking for some help to make it clear. Now throws to midfield, and this is Ryan Neward. Inside pass, another easy goal there as Patrick Duggan gets his second of the game.
And right there, Kevin, what they do is that's a really effective clear. The goalie, took part in the clear right there with a nice pass. And I'll tell you, the defenseman, though, at the midfield stripe, you can't let them catch the ball at the midfield stripe and just turn because they get numbers after that. But they clear the ball real well. And once they get numbers, these guys can really move the ball around well, and they find the open man in front of the net, and that's an easy goal right there. So out of their 8 goals, they have had probably 5 of them where they've done one-on-one right in front of the net with the goalie.
Well, that makes it 8-1 with 2 minutes to play off the face-off. Flames trying to get something. Greenfield comes in with a big hit there, and Grand Island has possession. But knocked out of bounds was Tony Dadieko, and turnover to Williamsville East. Well, you thought that goal would turn around Grand Island's first half here as Jim Wagner put them on the board about 2 minutes ago, but the Flames have answered with 2 more goals. Rick Neward bringing on the attack, looking to go mano-a-mano. He takes that shot and scores. Nice dodge there as he was being rode by Dadieko, and still got the goal, Rick Neward.
Well, Neward's a big kid, and he uses his body to just shy off the defender right here. But I'll tell you, Dadieko, you can't give him that much room. He caught that in midfield. Dadieko doesn't pick him up until he comes down. Look, he's out 15 yards from the goal. You can't wait that long to pick him up. He's a big kid. He just takes it, and you're letting him shoot from that close. You got to come out. You got to come out, especially when you're down 8-1. You can't let a guy catch it at midfield and just walk in and get a shot like that. Look, see, you don't see anyone in the screen right there. You got to get up and play the guy. You got to deny him the ball.
That makes it 9-1 as we approach a minute and a half to play in the first half. This half can't get over any sooner for the Vikings, as they're only able to get 1 so far. Now working with it is Jeff Lorenz. Lorenz down the left wing. Hands up the pass there, but not able to handle was Joe Edwards. And the Flames looking for the clear. Nice hit over there on the far sideline, but stepping on it. Flames were actually out of bounds on that, so. Grand Island was out of bounds. Number 24, Jeff Lorenz, was standing on the far sideline, so the Flames will take control.
There's a look at Coach Riffle. He cannot be happy. His team just, this has been just probably the worst half they've played all year.
Kevin Roner with it now, and his underhand pass there, looking for Ken O'Neill, and he couldn't quite control it. Under a minute to play now in the half, and a timeout taken by the Grand Island Vikings with 54 seconds remaining on the clock here in the initial half of play.
And you can bet who's going to get the ball when they come back out here. He's going to get it to Wagner. He needs a goal here. He needs a goal in this last 54 seconds. at least to go into halftime with a little bit of momentum. And I'll guarantee that Ed Greenway is talking about the same thing. They know they're going to go to 15.
Well, they've tried to set up their offense, Mark. They haven't been able to really work it around the perimeter because they are unable to maintain possession.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, they haven't been able to keep the ball in their stick long enough to get anything going. And it surprises me because the few times that they've had it on the offensive end, Wagner should just go and get the ball because he's the kid that really, one-on-one, I think he can take most of the players, defensive players from Williamsville East, and he keeps the ball in his stick well, too. So because they aren't passing and catching the ball at all today.
All we've been doing wrong, we're hustling. We're not picking the ball up off the ground, and we're not throwing and catching. That's basic stuff, guys. Now it's time to find out what kind of character you got. Bring it in. Let's go!
Well, you heard Coach Bill Riffle giving his team instruction, telling them, hey, guys, it's fundamentals. We got to hang on to the ball.
That's what I said. They have had an awful time in the first half, just like he said, picking it up, ground balls off the turf, and passing and catching. Those are fundamentals, but if you don't do those, Kevin, like I said, you don't have possession and you don't get any shots on goal.
We'll see if it works for him coming off the timeout. Bo Braley will... Excuse me, that was Dadieko starting the attack on the left wing now. Take it behind the net. O'Braley now across to Dadieko. Jesse Martin inside looking for Wagner on the cut to the middle and couldn't handle the pass and turn over there.
Like you said, they're not passing and catching, Kevin. Why not just give Wagner the ball? Then you take away the pass and the catch. I mean, you don't want to do that as a coach, but just give Wagner the ball and let him go one-on-one because they're not passing and catching effectively enough to even get him when he comes across the middle.
Well, Ian Prague will start it off for the Flames. They look to clear their own zone, maybe get another goal before halftime. They're under 30 seconds to play now. 25 and counting to be exact. Rick Neward. Oh, nice roll dodge there. Neward takes a shot. Save made by Platts. He'll look to clear with 15 seconds to play. And clear this out is Keith Krantz. Elizabeth Cross and got 8 seconds. And Derek Gates unable to handle that. It'll go out of bounds. And that'll be Williamsville East possession with 3 seconds. You got to look at a long pass and a long shot for a possible goal here, Mark.
Yeah, and if we're going to try and get an interview with Coach Riffle, I don't think he's going to be real happy here and want to be talking too much. But hopefully we'll get a chance to hear what he has to say and maybe what he's going to do in the second half.
Well, the horn is blown, and then one half of play in the books, and it's all Williamsville East. After 2 quarters of play, it's the Flames 9, Vikings 1 here in Adelphia's HTTV Sports.
Be part of the first annual Fast Break Lacrosse Camp, August 8th to the 12th for boys ages 8 to 18 at Amherst High School. We have the top lacrosse players such as Mark Million of the 1998 All-World Team, Casey Powell, a Team USA member, Reggie Thorpe, captain of the 1993 National Championship Syracuse University, and Guy Van Arsdale, head coach of RIT. Call today for your chance to play like the pros. Space is limited. Call today, 636-3010.
Cut it, nail it, drill it on Bob's Home Fix-It Show.
Where's Bob?
He's at his son's soccer game.
What?
But don't worry, we just paged him.
Okay, cut to commercial.
This Father's Day, give Dad a brand new Motorola numeric pager for only $19.95 or an Alpha numeric text pager for only $49.95. Call Page Time today at 1-800-870-2220.
Looking for the latest HTTV news and on-air schedule? Check out our website at www.acadia.com/HTTV/.
Kevin Sylvester, Mark Collins back here for the third quarter of action. You see the score there, the Williamsville East Flames leading the Grand Island Vikings after one half of play by a score of 9-1. Let's look at the stats from the first half of action. And they'll be dominated by Williamsville East, obviously, in the goal department. Shots almost even there. Saves. Williamsville East making some more there. Ground balls, 17-18. Faceoffs, 8-4. And man advantage, Williamsville East 1 of 4. And Grand Island 0 for 2. Those ground ball stats are deceiving, Mark. They've been picking up their own ground balls.
Yeah, and you look at the stats and you'd say, how can it be 9-1? Because they're not that lopsided as far as the stats. But Kevin, we talked about Grand Island. They had 18 ground balls, but there were 18 that they didn't pick up. I mean, if they would have been picking up all the ground balls that they had the opportunity to get, they would be in this ball game. And we heard Coach Riffle, I could see him at halftime. He was showing them how to scoop the ball up off the turf. I mean, we thought it'd be an advantage for, Grand Island with the turf being, that they have the great athletes and the speed, but it's actually been a disadvantage for them.
Well, this is Greenfield with it. Lays it up for the attack here for Grand Island. They need some goals in a hurry to get themselves back in this contest. This is Edwards with it. Joe Edwards. Working behind the net. Being contested there. Now back up top to Daddieko. Daddieko will step out of the box now. Re-enter.
I just think Wagner has to take it upon himself here, Kevin. He just has to go a little bit more one-on-one.
Well, he has it now. Roll dodge there, takes a shot along the carpet, but that goes way left of the net, out of play. The main Grand Island ball is knocked by one of the Williamsville East Flames, and some substitutions now on the field. Bo Braley checks back in along with Jesse Martin and Matt Weir for the Grand Island Vikings. And checking in for the Flames is Ken O'Neill. Actually, that's C.J. Coy who checked in. Now Bo Braley with it, wearing number 8. One of the leaders of this team. Braley, nice roll dodge there, takes a shot, but right into the stick of Matt Odachowski. Away we go here for the Flames. They get their first marker of the second half. Inside pass, there's a shot. Goes in the net, but a flag before. And that's going to be on Grand Island.
Yeah, I think it's going to be number 1, Grand Island, unnecessary roughness call. Tom Sutton, he's busy again. I saw him at the semifinals at Hamburg, and I'll tell you, that game, he was throwing that flag every chance he got, because that game was a hard-hitting game, and it got a little chippy in the fourth quarter, and he was a busy guy. He's a great ref.
Well, Jesse Martin is called for the infraction of unnecessary roughness. So the Flames, the man advantage, are 1 of 4 on the afternoon. Working the perimeter right now, looking for their chance. Bodkin with it, he has 2 goals. Inside pass there. Another inside pass, and looking to clear it are the Vikings, and they will have possession. Interfering with the goaltender. It'll be Grand Island looking to clear, but unable to do so. Nice check from behind there by Duggan. Jonathan Duggan, who has a hat trick in the contest. Patrick has 2 goals. Nice roll dodge there by Patrick, and that shot hits the side of the net. Big check there by Greenfield. And picking it up is Ryan Neward. Now away with it is Ian Prague. Ian, pass to the left side of the crease and taken away by the Vikings. John Stickle, and he gets it knocked away. Picked up by Neward. Inside pass there. That's a shot. Nice save made there by Platts. And he makes 2 in a row. That shot actually went wide. The second one by Duggan. And it'll be Grand Island ball. A couple big stops there for the Vikings.
Yeah, nice. He stones the one guy coming in pretty much one-on-one with him too, Kevin. That was a great play by him.
Well, you see number 4 there for the Vikings. Number 4 for the Flames is Ian Prague. And
hey, he's an interesting kid. He reminds me, Bobby Pelgett. It was a kid that played 2 years ago for Williamsville East, and he reminds me a lot of him. Kind of a free-spirited kind of kid. And boy, we talked to him. He's like a bioengineering chemistry major, Kevin. He's going to go. He's going to the University of Toronto. He's actually from Toronto and has dual citizenship.
He's going to be wealthy, as you say, when he gets in his profession.
Yeah, he's a very smart kid and a good lacrosse player too.
A well-balanced high school student to be in athletics and high academically, and had the Weird Al Yankovic hairdo.
And there's Greenfield. Yeah, in Prague, he had a chance. It was between, it came down to be Cornell and University of Toronto, and he elected to go to the University of Toronto because a little more cosmopolitan as far as the
little more action. Little more action there in, I think, the city of Toronto than it is in the city of Ithaca, New York.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Ithaca's fun. I went to Hobart, and Ithaca was always a good town. You got Cornell and Ithaca right there. It's a nice college town.
Well, that's the one thing you see a lot in Western New York. A lot of these lacrosse players go on to play collegiately. Greenfield with it, making his way in the center, looking to pass it off, but he'll take a shot, and that was deflected by the defenseman, and it'll be off of Williamsville East. And Grand Island will maintain the possession. Well, Score Specialty Sports is reminding you to shop where the pros shop. That's Score Specialty Sports. Proud sponsor of Adelphia's HGTV Lacrosse. And we thank them for their support. It's 9-1. No goals have been scored here in the third quarter. 6:48 to play in this Class B championship. Williamsville East on top. As we look at Bo Braley taking a breather here. Warmer afternoon here in Western New York, especially these fellas playing on the turf. Jim Wagner, you mentioned he's going to take it upon himself, and he just got rode by two players there and knocked down. Obviously feeling some frustration. Nice check from behind there by Jeff Lorenz. And Grand Island looking to clear, but Williamsville East tripped up on the play, so they'll maintain possession. No penalty, though. Didn't warrant a penalty. Just a whistle. Well, behind the net from the X position, here are the Flames looking to set up their offense. Grand Island's done a better job defensively here, Mark, but they've still been able to get anything going offensively. There's a shot that goes wide behind the net off of the Grand Island goaltender, so Flames will maintain possession. It goes through the soccer net.
That's about the size of the net that Grand Island would like to have right now.
Well, Aaron passed there and deflected off of Grand Island Vikings, so Flames will maintain possession. Matt Orachowski really hasn't had a tough day in goal for the Flames.
No, it's been quiet down his end, but this is pretty much the game plan that Williamsville East wanted to execute, and that's what we say. As long as they play their game, Kevin, they really slowed the tempo down. They're being pretty pretty patient on offense and moving the ball around well.
Well, working the perimeter. That's his Duggan with it. He's got the hat trick today. That's Jonathan Duggan. Over to Neward, one of the Neward brothers. That was Ryan. Now looking for the pass inside. The Vikings shoring that up pretty well. And scooping it up back there, number 27, Keith Krantz. Now he's being contested. And a long clearing pass, and Jesse Martin will try to live La Vida Boca up the field here. Daddieko with a shot and score. Flag on the play, and it'll likely hold up. As Tony Daddieko gets Grand Island on the board for the second time in this contest.
Yeah, that flag was going to be on Williamsville East. And right there, Kevin, I think that was the first time all game that they actually had 3 consecutive passes to clear the ball. And once they get that clear, they do have that speed. They have that, that athletic ability. They do finally get it clear. And like I said, Daddieko, look at his speed right here. He just beats the defenseman, takes a little bit of a hit. Just a nice effort, individual effort, and just with a nice shot, bounce shot from in front of the net. Here we can look at it. But finally, they get the 3 passes. They make 3 passes, and they get themselves a goal. So that's what I'm sure the coach stressed at halftime. Look, just simple fundamentals, pass and catch.
Well, it's going to be a 1-minute slash, and it is on the Flames, so the penalty will stay. The 1-minute slash on number 18 for the Flames. That is Kevin Rohner. So Grand Island with the man advantage.
There's a good pass.
Inside, there's a shot. Nice block there by Orachowski. Flames were looking to clear, but it's picked up by the Vikings, Jeff Lorenz, and set things up once again. Big shot there by Wagner, didn't make it through. Lorenz unable to scoop it up. Now that pass at the back of the crease. Wagner trying to pick it up on the far sideline, knocked out, and it's going to be off of Wagner. Flames will have possession. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. It's 9-2 in favor of the Flames, but if right now is going to make a move, it's got to be now.
And I'll tell you, that was a huge save right there by Odachowski, because like you said, Kevin, that would have been a quick goal right there. Really would have put him back in the game, 9-3, but the momentum finally would have shifted over to Grand Island and started to change the tempo of the game a little bit. Big save.
Flames looking to clear there. It was an errant pass, miscommunication. Ground ball. He picked up. Wagner couldn't handle it. Now taken by Derek Gates.
There's another flag.
Flag coming on, and might be an offsides here on Grand Island. No, they have a 1 minute elbow.
I believe he called it on.
Well, it's Williams at least going to take a timeout here.
Yeah,
not clear on who he called it on.
He calls it an elbow here. Maybe we can look at it right here. Someone trying to pick it. Oh, right there.
So the Flames will be hit with their second 1 minute penalty as Jim Wagner just is on the receiving end of that elbow. And again, now is a chance for the Vikings to make a move. I'm sure Ed Greenway, the coach of the Flames, called this timeout to chew his team out a bit here and tell them let's start playing discipline and let's put these guys away.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He can feel it just slipping a little bit. Like I said, the momentum going the other way, and Odachowski with a big save or that quick goal would have really turned things around. But he still feels that they've had two penalties back to back, and that's going to give Grand Island the opportunity to get on the board here. And a 9-3 score in a lacrosse game, Kevin. You can, as a matter of fact, in the Hamburg game, like I said, Niagara Wheatfield, they were down by 5 goals going in the fourth period, and before you know it, bing, 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 and it's tied up 11 apiece. So this one's not over, not by a long shot.
Well, another man advantage now for the Vikings. Only 2 goals in this contest. They need some more here.
Yeah, they need some. And the one thing Wagner, I think he's got to do. He has that big, powerful shot, but he's got to be a little more aggressive and go to the cage a little bit more. He's electing just to wind up from the outside, and his last one didn't even get through.
Wagner to Braley, now to Dadieko, just scored for the Vikings. Now to Jesse Martin, behind the net to Gates. Gates passed inside. Oh, that shot just missed the crease. Bo Braley breaking in down the right wing and just missed the crease.
It just missed. He didn't have a real good angle, and that's why you got to time your cuts just right. So when you're cutting down, you receive that pass where you still have a good angle on the goal. And you see Bo Braley, when he catches it, he's almost down on, even with the pipe. And that's a tough shot. And as you see, he misses the net. And that's why it's key just to time your cut so you get a good look.
Wagner back up top to Braley. Now to Dadieko. Dadieko to Martin.
There
Martin,
he is. There
inside pass shot.
Oh,
nice save by the Flames goaltender. Ground ball. Martin able to pick it up, able to pass it out to Dadieko, who's having problems picking it up, and they've had these problems all game long, and finally able to get the scoop. Now makes a nice dodge move there on the defender. Now over to Wagner.
But Wagner would like to have that one back. They set that play up, and they ran that one perfectly, and he went up high on Chodieko.
There's a big shot by Braley, and it kind of fell out of his webbing as he went to make the shot. And the man advantage is over for the Vikings. Killed off by the Flames, and here they come. 4-on-4 break. They'll hold things up a bit. Let the defenseman get back across. This is Jonathan Duggan. To Patrick Duggan. Now back out to Jonathan. Now handled by Ian Prague. Jonathan Duggan back to Prague. Front of 2.5 to play here in the third quarter. It's 9-2 in favor of the Flames. They have yet to score here in the third quarter. Pretty good feat so far for Grand Island. Nice block there by Platts, the goaltender. A scramble for the ground ball picked up by Braley. And he slips and falls. And it'll be Williamsville's ball. You wonder, too, with the turf. Now, this is an older turf, and you wonder about the different shoes these guys are wearing.
Yeah, because there's not many teams here in Western New York that play on turf during the year, and you pretty much want to go out there with just your regular sneakers on, and there shouldn't, like I said, the turf shouldn't be that slippery today because it's a dry day, but some of them are in trouble. And there you can look at it, Kevin. Grand Island shots in the first half, only 9. And here in the third quarter, they've already got 9. So obviously, they've come out here in the second half. They're playing their, this is the Grand Island you're used to seeing. And like I said, this one's long from over. They're going to get.
Well, that shot, nice save there made by Platts. He's come up with 2 big ones in a row here, and did a nice job of shutting down the Flames here in the third quarter as we approach a minute and a half to play. Vikings get the clear.
Ooh, the ref blew his whistle, but he didn't blow it loud enough.
Greenfield walking in, 2-on-1, pass over, shot, score by Joe Edwards from Greenfield. That makes it 9-3.
You see that? Kev, the ref actually, he blew his whistle. He didn't blow it real loud because he thought there was an offside. He didn't see the midi who was standing back on the defensive end, and he let play go on. You can let play go on that. And he kind of caught Williamsville East off guard because I think they sort of stopped, and that's a nice shot right there just to go make the goalie come out, make him commit himself. He comes out and he just goes over top, and that's a big goal right there. 9-3 right now. This game is definitely turned around. They say that's number 10 as far as shots here in the third quarter. And as you say, Williamsville East, they haven't any goals, and they're really 1 or 2 shots, and Platts has made the saves.
Well, minute 19, and counting to play in the third quarter. Look out, here come the Flames. Coy in the big rush, and that is knocked out of bounds by the Vikings. They forced it, but it's off the Flames, so Grand Island will have possession.
And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Hodachowski and nets there, he's had two really big saves here in the third quarter. This one would be closer than it is right now. But right now, momentum really on the side of Grand Island, and they're going to make it a ball game here.
And look at Ed Greenway, who I'm sure is not pleased right now. His team has let Grand Island get back into this contest. A minute 3 to play in the third quarter. Couple of changes made. Now they've got the ball and they're set to go. And the Flames on the attack. And to get things set, midfield and the defense switch up. This is one of the Newards with it, Rick Neward. He has been out back at the point. There's a big shot coming there, and that was knocked out by the goaltender, and it'll remain East ball.
One thing we do see right here in the second half, Kev, is that Grand Island changed it up. They were getting beat pretty bad man-to-man in the first half. They were getting beat on defense man-to-man. They've elected to go to a zone here, and it's really worked well. They've really cut down as far as the penetration. They can't go man-to-man now, and it's done a nice job here defensively in the second half.
I'm tugging back to Ryan Neward. Now Ryan will send it out the perimeter. Now back behind the net. This is Ryan Neward once again. Looking for Jonathan Duggan. The pass was too high for him to handle. So we're under 30 seconds to play, down to 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Here comes Rick Neward. Thought about the shot. Now passes inside, back out to the perimeter. 15 seconds on the clock. Rick Neward once again working against Jesse Martin. Down to 8 seconds and counting, down to 5, and he's looking to make a move one-on-one and takes the shot, and nice save made there by Jason Platts. Boy, he's come up with 3 big saves here in the third quarter to keep the Flames off the board, and we got ourselves a lacrosse game. It's 9-3 after 3 here in Adelphia's HGTV Sports.
Pro Shop.
Score! Specialty Sports, the practice equipment supplier of the Buffalo Bandits. You'll find lacrosse sticks, pads, and helmets featuring such brands as Brine, STX, Warrior, De Beer, and Sport Helmet. We also string and dye sticks. Check out our service department. Where? Score! Specialty Sports at 8216 Transit Road in the Kmart Plaza. Score! The largest lacrosse selection in Western New York. Score!
Well, back for the fourth quarter of action, Kevin Sylvester and Mark Collins here in the Class B championship game. And a game is made up now by the Grand Island Vikings. A couple of goals there in the third quarter now. They only scored 3 goals in this contest. It's 9-3, Mark. Mathematically, it says they're still out of it here because they had to come up with 6 goals for a tie, 7-4 win.
Well, if they keep right where they left off after the third quarter there, like I said, the goalie for Will East came up with 2 big saves, Odachowski, or this one would be 9-5, Kevin. So if they just pick up where they left off, they can score in a hurry. Like I said, with Wagner, he can put it in the net. Bo Braley can put it in the net, but there's Coach Riffle. He's got to be real happy with the way they played in that third quarter. You see him clapping his hands right there. They had a lot of shots on goal. They changed up their defense. They went zone. They're elected to go to the zone. It's working well. They're not giving Williamsville East that one-on-one with the goalie. But the momentum has swung in their direction. And like I said, with their athletic players, they can get up and down this field in a hurry. And they score a couple quick ones here, they'll make it a game.
Well, I think Coach Riffle is happy now that his real team showed up in this. As a coach, you don't want to see your team play an A-characteristic game. Here come the Flames. They're on the charge and attack, and they score a goal quickly, and that's a big goal there for the Flames to start off this quarter. And is that Mr. Duggan once again?
Yeah, that is Duggan, and he just, right there, that's kind of an unsettled situation. That's how important a face-off is. I don't know what the stats are on the face-offs. They were pretty even at halftime, but that's a big face-off for the fourth quarter. They win the face-off, and they get numbers, and they come down there, and Duggan, boy, I'll tell you, he's a nice, accurate shooter. He knows where to put it, and he puts it right in the right place there. The goalie isn't, and that's a huge goal right there, Kevin. Like I said, the momentum was really on Grand Island's behalf, but right now that just settles things down a little bit for Williamsville East.
That makes it 10-3. The deficit's 7 now for the Vikings. They have to play a wide-open style of game now if they want to get back in it. Bo Braley, nice roll dodge there. Took the shot. It was left of the net and off the goaltender's stick. Grand Island will have possession behind the net.
But there's Bo Braley. That was the play that when we saw him play at home against Amherst, he had 3 faceoffs where he just took it just like that, went right down and scored 3 quick goals, one after another, 1, 2, 3, boom, off the faceoff. And there he doesn't get the goal, but.
Now this is Jim Wagner with it. He scored the first Grand Island goal and said he was one of the keys, but only 1 goal on the day so far. Bo Braley now. Step out of the box. Try to get things set. Again, you have 10 seconds to get in the offensive zone. Braley falls down. He tried to make his move. I think the turf is giving them some problems, and he twisted something there. He's running back a little gingerly. The Flames coming on the attack again. A couple of changes made by the Flames. Parag and Neward come in. This is Parag with it. Parag to Rick Neward. Rick thought about the shot there. Now nice pass inside. A nice defensive play to take down the shooter. I think that was Ryan Neward who's going to make the shot, or was it Bodkin? It was Bodkin, and taken down on the play. And interfere with the goaltender in the crease, so Grand Island will get the possession and look to clear with 8:46 to play in the contest. Martin avoids the hit but lost the ball. Ground ball picked up here now. Nice nifty moves there by the Flames. This is Bodkin with it. He's got a couple of goals. Scored the first one of the game. Across to the far side. They'll set the offense behind the net. Out of Bodkin on the near side. Another pass over. This is Neward with it. And behind the net, you'll see him work the perimeter here. They'll take time off the clock here on their offensive set mark.
Yeah, and this is the way they like to play anyhow. They like to have a little patience, just keep the ball moving around. You see down in front of the crease, they do a lot of cutting and picking, and they wait for someone to get open, and they try and get that pass in there.
Well, Bodkin makes his move, pass in front of the net. The shot was deflected by the defenseman, John Stickle, so East will maintain possession. Well, that style of play reminiscent of the next game, where the Orchard Park Quakers will be playing the Hamburg Bulldogs in the Class A championship.
And that should be a good matchup. Those are, they said, two Orchard Park, really a great lacrosse team, and Hamburg really, they've got a good program. I mean, Coach Vantine's really put a nice program together.
Shot inside, save made by Platts, and Stickle trying to pick it up, knocks it back to his goaltender. He'll be looking for the clear, but Flames doing a nice job checking, and Bodkin knocked it away. Open crease right now. They get the shot. Nice dodge there, and Platt's got back in net. Nice job by the Grand Island defense to ward off the Flame attack.
And Newark, he waited a little long to pull the trigger there. He had a man wide open in front of the goal, and too many dodges.
There's a shot that didn't get through. He was knocked down by the defense. Looking up for Braley. You got to make those risky passes now when you're down 7 with 7 minutes to play. Ryan Newark making his move. Nice dodges there. Takes a shot and a goal that trickled through Jason Platts, and he's disgusted with himself.
Because it was a nice effort by Platts to stop that one. It trickles through his legs. He makes the initial stop, and the ball just has enough momentum to go over the goal line there, Kevin. But Newark is just, he's a big kid. They have a tough time with him when he goes one-on-one. Right here, he hides his stick, brings it across on a little face dodge, and still he can take the contact and still get off a good shot. And he said just rolls across the goal line there.
Ryan Newark, 6'1", 165 pounds. He's a junior for the Flames.
And that one right there, that one really, I think...
that may have sealed the deal.
Yeah,
it's 11-3 right now.
That took a lot of wind out of the sails for Grand Island right there.
It's going to take an offensive explosion, but you can't score if you don't have the ball. They have it now. This is Derek Gates. Over to the left wing now. We'll bring it back. He's got Daddieko and Greenfield with him. Greenfield, those hustling players. Looking to make his move. They go one-on-one, and Marcus, it's often what you see here when you're down by so many guys, start playing one-on-one instead of working as a team. But you can't blame them. They're trying to have an individual effort to win. And there's another shot and goal by the Flames. That's Bodkin. He's got his hat trick. It's 12-3.
And that was the big key for them when we talked in the open is transition, Kevin. And they just right there, they show you how they can exploit it when they pick up the ball in the defensive end. Boy, they just, the transition game is really incredible. They just move the ball. There's the defenseman who picks it up. He gets it out to Newark, who moves the ball right up to Bodkin, and that's transition. By the time the defense gets back into the hole, the ball's in the net. Another good look at it here. See the big stick defenseman with a nice pass over to Newark, and they're just skip passing it down there, and you see Stickles coming in a little late, and that's what happens when you get a good team in transition.
Well, 6 minutes to play in this one. Williamsville East. They play it safe. They'll go on to win the Class B title.
And Bodkin, I'll tell you, he got 3 goals, 2 assists today. He's the kind of kid, he hangs around that net. He definitely knows, right where to position himself, and that's what happens, okay? And these guys have played together for a long time. They know that transition game's there, and as soon as they see the ball coming down the field, they find themselves a little spot where they know, the timing is going to be just right when they come around there, and he knows where to sneak around that net and get those good shots.
Well, Grand Island will look for the clear. Stickle back to his goaltender. Platts will throw an errant pass way out of bounds. Now it sticks in the fence on the far side of the field. Right across from our location here at the Turf Stadium here at UB.
Well, that's 2 years in a row here for Grand Island. They get to the finals and they come up short, but played a decent second half.
Maybe it's the colors, Mark. No,
they came out. They had their chance though. They were when it was 9-3 there. Like I said, a couple big saves by Odachowski and.
That was a Bills reference with the colors of the Grand Island Vikings. A low shot, I'll admit.
But like I said, there was a little, they had that little window of opportunity and they just didn't cash in on it.
Bodkin pass inside, couldn't hit the man cutting down the middle, and Mark, as you were mentioning last year, the Grand Island Vikings in the championship game, and here a couple highlights as
relatively young
Panthers,
program, talking to John Fowler, most of the well, they had the one kid, Seneca, Brandon Seneca. He was an All-American lacrosse player, and he was just incredible in that game. It was a good lacrosse game, but Gowanda just had the one big player who pretty much won it on his own.
Yeah, he was a tough player, too. He took a couple penalties in that game and still able to, I think he had 5 or 6 goals in that championship game.
but again,
still an accomplishment getting here 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that says that says the kind of team they have, and they just didn't play their best game again today, Kevin. I mean, when you get to the big games, though, you have to come up big.
Well, they got off to that bad start. If they could have started off the game as they played in that third quarter, we might be looking at a different story right now. It's 12-3, under 5 minutes of play. Flames in control, and they have possession. Bodkin, who has a hat trick now. Pass out to the point. Shot coming, and score there by the Flames. Patrick Duggan, I believe. No, it's not Patrick Duggan. It's number 16 for the Flames, and that is C.J. Coy. It's his first goal of the game.
And Coy, he showed some versatility here. I believe he was just he was playing defensive midi with the long stick on the last goal, and now he's got the short stick, and he's up playing midfield, and that's a nice goal right there. Gets himself in the scoring column.
13 Flames leads goal. Number 16, C.J. Coy. Well, Coy makes it 13-3 and a 10-point lead, which I think is insurmountable at this point. Under 4.5 to play now in the contest. And the Vikings have to sense that they have to climb Mount Everest right now without ropes. Stickle. Cross, dangerous pass there. Platt's able to come up with it.
That's that Bodkin. I say he knows how to sneak around that net. He almost comes up with a big steal, and that would have been a goal right there.
Well, Platt's looking for the clearing pass. Wagner couldn't quite control it. Gates carries across to Wagner down the right wing. Jim Wagner going to make a move. They're double teaming him. Pass inside to Greenfield, and he scores. Good shot there. He went low. Brad Greenfield took it to the turf to make it 13-4.
Yeah, it's nice to see him get a goal because, in the first half, he was really the only guy that had any life to him, Kevin, and he's worked hard all day long. He deserves to get one here, and it's a nice pass. This is Wagner with the assist. Catches him right on the crease. Nice catch there. A nice pass, and it hits the top crossbar and bounces in.
Well, 3:46 to play. Grand Island gets their fourth marker of the game, but they still trail by 9. Very improbable comeback, but stranger things have happened in the world of sports. Off the draw, here come the Flames. Pass inside to Neward, now looking for Bodkin, but knocked down by the Vikings. Now to Jim Wagner. Jim Wagner, he'll get across the 40. Now bringing inside the offensive box. Now over to Martin, Jesse Martin. Back to Bo Braley. Bo looking to go one-on-one. Gets warded off by the defenseman. Inside pass, shot coming. Oh, hit the cross pipe. Second time we've seen that in the game. Now trying to make a move. Back out to Martin. Braley couldn't handle that pass from Jeff Lorenz. And over there keeping it in play is Matt Weir. Weir looking behind the net for Joe Edwards, and Edwards couldn't quite handle it. And it'll be East possession with 2:43 to play. Now, of course, Ed Greenway getting some other players into this contest to have his whole bench. So they get to play in some of the championship game, moving some players in and out.
Yeah, and talking to Ed Greenway, there's a flag right there. They're going to get Grand Island, and that's going to be a... Oh, boy, these things are getting a little rough over there.
Joe Edwards going to be done for the afternoon after doing that. That was completely cheap.
And I'll guarantee it, his coach is going to chew him out when he gets to the sideline.
Well, he got called for the penalty, and then the player was knocked down on the far side, and obviously he said something to him that he didn't like, so he whacked him again in the face. Not a good move by Joe Edwards.
There's Coach Bill Riffle. Giving him an earful. But I was saying, Kevin, we were talking to Coach Greenway and some of his players this year when they did their game earlier in the season, and I said they had a bad taste in their mouth from last year. They didn't get into the finals, and they had a team that was just as good last year, and really they set their goal for this year not only to win the Class B, they want to go on, and they think they got a team that can go on in the States, and they do. I mean, they're very potent on offense. As long as they play their game, they play that game and be patient on offense. They got a lot of big scores. That Fab Five, they definitely, everyone, every game, they're all in the scoring column. Bodkin and Newards, he's a good player, and then you got the Duggan brothers. This is a good team.
Well, unsportsmanlike conduct and unnecessary roughness penalty on top of that. So man advantage here for the Williamsville Flames, and it'll be for the rest of the contest. And they lose possession there. Grand Island will take over. Well, here come the Vikings. Greenfield, well, he's still got some good speed here late in this contest. It's been a long afternoon for him, and passes up to Wagner. Wagner walking uncontested, but he was even with the pipe there and was able to get the shot.
Yeah, he has kind of been quiet today. He got frustrated early in the game, and one thing I saw him play earlier in the season, and I talked to his coach, he wasn't on that game either when they played Amherst. And this kid's either, after seeing him 2 games, he's either hot or cold. If he's not hot early in the game, he pretty much seems to be out of it mentally. And that's what's happened to him today.
Well, the Flames will lose possession here to the Vikings. Greenfield will try to get the clear. And he's carrying himself again. He's the best game clearing anyways, and maintaining possession for Grand Island. Look at him fight through 3. Defenders took the shot, tried to go off the carpet again. Nice effort there by Brad Greenfield.
And now you can see what the coach said. If I would have had him for 3 years, only played 1 year of lacrosse, and he really has picked the game up quick. And I don't know where he's going to go to school, but if he goes where they play lacrosse, I'm sure he's a great football player. He's probably going to go to play football, but I know the coach from lacrosse want to give him a stick.
And there's a shot and goal. Score there by Derek Gates. So here's a late memory from this championship game with 1:28 to go. It's 13-5.
Gates just comes around the cage, beats his man. He gets a nice whack, and he's still able to hold the ball. And boy, that shot, I mean, that's pinpoint accuracy right there, right low corner off the pipe and into the net, and he's happy about it. And Odachowski was not happy with himself. And that's one thing with him, Kevin. I'll tell you, to go on in the States, you need some good goaltending. He's really done a nice job. He let that one get by him, and he wasn't happy about it, but pretty solid in the nets.
Timeout taken here with 1:28 to play in this Class B title game, and Bill Riffle talking to his team.
Go out there and see if we can't get a couple of man down.
Sure, he's telling them
playing man down the rest of the game. We're not going to hang our heads. We got here. We got tried. Let's just keep on going out here. Brad, you're going to take the face off. You got anything left? Well, we're going to take it. All right, Brad's going to take the face off. Jimmy, you got to come up. You can't go over the line. And John, you're on the other side. Let's see if we can't get a face off now. Come on. And 3 long sticks down inside. Get ready for the fast break. Get ready for the fast break. Drop right in the triangle. All right, bring it in here. Come on, come on, bring it in. We're not going to quit here.
Well, I was just going to say, Mark, before we went down to Bill Riffle's huddle, I'm sure he's telling his team not to give up, and let's go out in style there. Look at Stephen Henn, the coach at Amherst, who he's helped us out with our broadcast.
Not only that, his team provided us with some great, exciting lacrosse games this year. They scored that one. That was actually at Grand Island. They scored with no time left on the clock to put it in overtime.
By the way, if you shake his hand today when you see him, just watch out. He'll break it. He'll crack your hand.
He's got some pipes on him, doesn't he?
He's got the forearms of steel. I wouldn't want to try to ride him in the game and have him just crack me with a stick. Well, off the face-off at midfield, you heard Greenfield tell his coach, Riffle, that, yeah, I still got some left in me, and able to push it away. Now in center, Greenfield walking in. Oh, he got hit as he took the shot as Joe Gavigan hit his stick just as he's about to shoot it. But it went in the soccer net, so we'll give him a half a goal on that. 13-5 with 1:15 to go. Grand Island possession. Working with it over there is Jeff Lorenz. Now going back behind the net and lost on a play by Derek Gates. So East will take over with 1:01 to play in this Class B title game. And Grand Island has played these final few minutes a man down after that stupid play by Joe Edwards, for the unsportsmanlike and unnecessary roughness on the same play. And hit there by Greenfield to knock it out of bounds, and East lost possession, so Vikings will take over with 50 seconds to play in the contest. Look at Brad Greenfield, who's done a lot of running today, the senior. His first year, and it's amazing now. This is a sport where athletes can do fairly well at, but you got to have the finishing skills, which I think he needs to work on a little bit, Mark.
Yeah, and in the offensive end, there's no question about it. I'll tell you, he'd be a great defensive midi. He could go to college and play. Give him a long stick and let him play defensive midi. Like I said, he's a free safety on the football team. He's just a hard worker out there. You give him a big stick, and he'll stay with anyone.
Odachowski looking to get the clear, but it's taken away by the Vikings. Derek Gates walking in, shoots, and that goes over the cage. And it'll remain Grand Island possession with 27 seconds to play. 13-5 the score. It's pretty much been East all the way. Flames jumped out to an early lead and led 9-1 at the half. This is Wagner. Making two moves, takes a shot low on the ground on the carpet, but Ochowski's been playing that all day. They haven't had that quick slingshot action today. Flames for one last hurrah. This is Parag with it. Parag over Nord, and that does it. The Williamsville East Flames are the Class B champions by the score of 13-5 over the Grand Island Vikings, and satisfaction for the Fab Five and their coach, Ed Greenway.
Yeah, I thought this was a big game for Ed Greenway. Like I said last year, they didn't even make the finals, Kevin. I think they had the best team in Class B, and to get back here, and then to work all year to get back to the finals and to finally win it. But like I said, they're not satisfied right now. He really feels like they can go on in the States, and they do have a good ball club.
Well, you got to believe, Mark, that Grand Island like to go back and play that first half over, because it was all Flames 9-1. But you look at the second half tallies, it's 13-5. It was even in the second half, 4 goals apiece.
Yeah, Grand Island, they had to take advantage of their speed today, and they couldn't do it because they weren't picking up the ground balls and they weren't passing and catching, to get some fast break opportunities and use that speed. And that really, the tempo was set perfectly. He slowed it down. We're patient on offense, and really they moved the ball around. They got great chemistry, and they can put the ball in the net.
Well, sign of true champion, too, the Flames. Well, I like what they did every time that Grand Island, they got the sense getting back into the game. They went out and scored a goal immediately to let them know that, no, this is our game to win.
Yeah, no doubt. They throw that little counter punch every time Grand Island scored. Boom, they just hit them with another big goal.
Well, congratulations to the Class B champions, the Williamsville East Flames. Coming up next on Adelphia's HGTV Sports, the Class A championship. The Orchard Park Quakers against the Hamburg Bulldogs here on Adelphia's HGTV Sports.
High school lacrosse on Adelphia HTTV has been brought to you by Score Specialty Sports. Shop where the pros shop. And by the Sports Exchange, your lacrosse superstore. Located at 2321 Millersport Highway in the Gettsville Plaza.
The Sports Exchange is your lacrosse superstore. Choose from hundreds of items, new and pre-owned. No one carries a better selection or offers better prices than the Sports Exchange. Here's a Warrior Revolution head, new for only $55.99. Need gloves? Here's STX Catalyst for $74.99. New Cascade helmets, only $98. Bring us your old equipment to sell or trade, and we'll help you upgrade on the spot. Come in today and mention this TV ad for your free gift.
Shop where the pros shop. Score! Specialty Sports, the practice equipment supplier of the Buffalo Bandits. You'll find lacrosse sticks, pads, and helmets featuring such brands as Brine, STX, Warrior, DeBeer, and Sport Helmet. We also string and dye sticks. Check out our service department. Where? Score! Specialty Sports at 8216 Transit Road in the Kmart Plaza. Score! The largest lacrosse selection in Western New York. Score!
HGTV Sports on Adelphi presents Western